Welcome, friends, to the PW Fan. The PW Fan is a podcast created by fans for the fans, and we appreciate you listening to episode 132. I'm your host, the Architect of Pro Wrestling Podcast, Andy.
I'm also host of No Selling Wrestling Indie Fan and football lover, Jeremy.
And Tim will be on in a little while, so me and Jeremy, I should say, are gonna start it off this week. Before we get started, please follow us on all social medias at the PW Fan. Like and subscribe. It'd be very appreciative. This week we're gonna be talking about Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, MJF returning to Dynamite, and we're gonna be ending the show with some Clash at the Castle predictions.
Clash at the Castle.
Clash. Yeah, I just realized I said that. The Clash at the Castle.
It's a mouthful.
Tongue twister.
Yeah.
So a little, I should say, out of our ordinary order of things, we're going to be talking a little bit about NXT because I know we skipped last week and some things happened last week, and then some things happened this week on NXT, and then, well, both their normal show and then they had NXT Battleground in Vegas. So starting with, I guess, a week ago, right? A little over a week, I guess. A little over a week. Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champion. This is all on the same night, by the way, which was like crazy. They did this, but so first we find out like her opponent for her title at yesterday's pay-per-view, NXT Battleground in Las Vegas. We found out that her opponent was going to be TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace. WWE and TNA have seem to create some kind of partnership. We saw a little bit of that at the Rumble when Jordynne Grace appeared there. Big pop for Jordynne Grace. I will say, for anyone getting their hopes up, like, oh, what if AJ does? I think it's just going to be with NXT and TNA for right now.
I think so too, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the feel I'm getting. Also, later on the show, we got the debut of Ethan Page. All Ego Ethan Page is no longer All Elite. I didn't even know he left because there's like never any news.
I was like, oh, I guess he's gone.
Yeah, there's like never any news about him. I think we've said in the past, like, I always liked him. I just thought he never got the
I would
push.
say that I like him on the mic. I think his matches, we'll see how he does in WWE, but like his matches, at least when in AEW, weren't like the greatest.
It's like LA Knight.
Yeah. He has very charisma and everything, but his matches aren't terrific.
Yeah, he's playing a heel. So that happened. So then a week later, he's still saying he's a free agent, and the next week on NXT.
Oh, also, sorry, can I say on the show when he debuted that the commentator was like, he was in AE and then like it cut or whatever, or like he stopped.
Purpose.
Yeah,
it was done on purpose. They said.
I was like, that was hilarious.
They said AE and then Book interrupts him.
Yeah.
So next week he's still saying he's a free agent and he's going to Ava with these demands for a contract, and one of those demands is a title shot right away at Trick Williams' title at Battleground, which he hesitates to do, and then Trick Williams comes out and says that he will give him the title shot. So Ethan Page signs a contract. I guess Ethan Page is now officially in NXT. So then the pay-per-view was last night. I guess we can talk about that. Opening match was for the first ever women's North American title. Looks just like the men's with a white strap. Typical WWE. It was a ladder match featuring Kalani Jordan. I'm trying to go through everyone. Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, who was 6 women. Kalani Jordan, Sol Ruka, Fallon Henley, Flash Legend.
Flash Legend.
God. Oh, crap. I don't remember her name. She's part of this group that reminds me of Crime Time. I just forget her name.
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name, but like.
And then Mia Yim. Yeah. Mia Yim was the sixth woman. This match, it started off with this match. The match was super strong. Pretty cool stuff that went down in it, but
Yeah.
I wanted Sol Ruka to win. I love her finisher. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah,
She,
I've seen it. Yeah,
where
it's
she
funny
like goes
because
up on the handstand, flips around, and then into like a cutter.
yeah, it's funny because like the first time I saw it actually was like on Twitter, and I was like, "Who is this?"
Dude, she did it twice. She did it in the turnbuckle, and then she did it off the ladder, like back to back during the match.
Yeah.
But Kalani Jordan, who I guess is more, I watch every week. Maybe she's more popular than I think. Second match, I believe, was the men's tag team championships. That was Gallows and Anderson versus Nathan Fraser and Axiom. Nathan Fraser and Axiom were the champions walking in, and they were the champions walking out as well. After that, I think it was my least favorite match, which was the underground match.
Those are
Shayna
always
Baszler and Lola Vice.
yeah.
All right, so this is what I was getting into it with Jeremy before the show. Is that they're at the UFC Apex, right, in Vegas, and this is supposed to be like a kind of UFC like style match. Why not use an octagon?
I know they're there.
Both of these
Easily could have
women
done.
used to fight in the cage. Like
Yeah.
they did that before. Do you remember like in the '90s when it was Ken Shamrock versus Owen
Yeah.
Hart?
That was a wild time.
I think that was a better match than like any time they've done this.
Yeah. These ones are like I don't know. I feel like back then there was that
Because
feeling
like
of like
it
realness.
allows them to get to the outside. Like there was like some commentator spots, table spots
Yeah.
during this, and they like do moves into the NXT stars that are just for some reason standing around like it's a lumberjack match, except for they're not being lumberjacks.
Yeah, it was almost like they could have done a cool spot. Like if they had the octagon up, they could have like went through like the cage or something like that if they wanted
Yeah,
to go to the outside. But
yeah.
I don't know.
So Lola Vice would end up being Shayna Baszler. After that, I think there's 3 matches left. I believe it was the men's, if I'm wrong. Oh well, it's the men's North American Championship triple threat match: Obafemi versus Joe Coffey versus Wesley, who had returned recently, and had vacated the title before he had left because he was injured. I don't care for Obafemi. There's hype around
Yeah,
him. I don't care
you
for
know
him.
it's
I wish Joe Coffey had won. Joe Coffey's never won a title in WWE.
yeah. You know it's
Really
funny
wish
like
he had
listening to
won.
you like talk about these guys because I don't usually watch NXT, and so like
Never miss
that
an episode.
was I know Andy watches every single episode of all the wrestling shows every single week.
It's not true. I don't watch ROH. I don't watch TNA. I watch New
All
Japan.
right,
But if it's
well,
WWE, I watch everything. I watch
televised.
even the side stuff. I watched like the Bianca Belair and Montez Ford show. I used to watch Ms. and Mrs.
Yeah.
Any of that shit. I'll watch
Yeah.
it.
That's so funny.
What were you gonna say?
Because not knowing anything about these people, and at first I thought I was gonna like what's his name,
Obafemi, yeah.
Yeah. At first I was like, he has a good look and everything. Like he's probably pretty good. And by the end of it, I was like, nah. I'm
I mean,
alright.
Wesley's awesome.
Yeah.
He used to be in that tag team that don't know why I can't even fucking remember the name because I have a T-shirt of him. But the Zachary Wentz, I can't remember. I think that was his name in TNA when they were in there. But he like got in trouble from his girlfriend and it turned out to like be kind of like false information. God, what was their tag team in NXT? They both came over from whatchamacallit, TNA. They were in a 3-man tag team over there.
I don't know.
Now I'm like, what was his tag team?
Now you
I
gotta
could
find
just
out.
get up and look at like, I mean, TNA was the Rascals.
Yeah.
And then, MSK. That's right. That's what it was called.
Oh, I've heard of them.
It's that lime green shirt that I have.
Yeah.
But then they kind of didn't know what to do with him for a while, and he became a single star. And then slowly became like one of the best like North American champions, according to them, according to NXT at least. But so he's really good. Joe Coffey, I'm a big fan of. Buddy of mine, Corey, I've talked about on the show before, is a big fan of. Gallus, who's that group of three. It's Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang. I don't know if he has a second part to his name. But in NXT UK, because again, I never miss anything. I used to watch Joe Coffey there. He used to, like, while the other two guys were like doing tag team stuff, he was always in the singles matches with like Walter or Pete Dunne, Ilya, all those guys over there. And so
I had no idea about any of this.
Yeah, dude, he had some bangers over there, man. So Oba would end up winning. That's the point of this whole thing, right? Talking about the match.
Yeah.
Oba ended up winning and retaining his title. After that, you had Jordynne Grace versus Roxanne Perez. Did you watch this match?
I did.
Jordynne Grace's earring got ripped out of her fucking ear.
Yeah, because people were like, "Where's this blood coming from?" And then like you see it, and I'm like, "Oh, that had to hurt."
Yeah, so she said apparently, I read today, she's not going to wear earrings anymore. Wow.
I mean,
surprised it took this long for anything to happen.
I was going to say, I don't remember. I was like trying to think of, like, wrestlers don't usually wear anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Hardy had plugs,
they would wear, like,
but he wore like the rubber plugs.
Yeah.
And then he would take it out in Randy Orton, put a screwdriver in it, and they like played the whole thing. But
yeah.
This was a good match. Roxanne Perez. I mean, she's good, but I feel like she looked even better during this match. Jordynne Grace is great.
I thought she was very good.
I hope Jordynne Grace, they get her eventually over here.
Huh?
I hope they get her eventually over here in WWE. Jordynne Grace. She's awesome. Don't care for Sexy Red, by the way, at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's there for a lot of like publicity and everything because
of course
there are some of my friends who don't watch wrestling.
Shit.
Yeah, there are some of my friends who don't watch wrestling. They're like, "Oh, Sexy Red was." I'm like, "How do you know this?"
Because apparently they follow her and she promoted it.
Yeah.
But during the match, God, what's her name? Tatum Paxley. She used to be like with Lyra Valkyria. It was kind of like the Mickie James role. She was like obsessed with her and then ended up like turning on her towards the end of Lyra's run in NXT. But she came out and like grabbed the TNA Knockouts title, and then out of nowhere comes Ash by Elegance. But the commentator Kevin Patrick was like, "Isn't that Dana Brooke?" And then he's like, "I mean Ash by Elegance."
That's what I thought he said.
But her being there was kept a big secret. I didn't see anything about her possibly being there.
I didn't hear anything. Yeah,
no one seemed to really care.
Even
that was the former WWE like superstar.
I was like, oh, there's nothing happening.
But Jordynne would get involved. That's when I really noticed her ears, when she came down to get her title back from the two girls fighting over it. There was like a close up of her, and I saw her ear.
Yeah.
So Roxanne would end up. It wasn't title for title; it was just for Roxanne. So Roxanne ended up retaining her championship. They even mentioned how Jordynne Grace had won the championship recently from Naomi, which was like Naomi's last match or whatever in TNA.
Oh yeah.
And then the main event was All Ego Ethan Page versus Trick Williams, which Trick Williams would end up retaining. Though, I mean, I didn't expect Ethan Page to win right away.
Yeah.
Especially because Trick Williams kind of just won it at Stand and Deliver. Or did he? Did he win it after? I think he won it after Mania, actually.
No, was that? Yeah,
after Carmelo Hayes at Stand and Deliver, and then it was the pay-per-view after that he won it from Ilya.
Yeah, I will say this match, Trick Williams made this match.
The crowd loves him. The crowd definitely helps, though, too. I mean...
yeah.
But yeah, I thought maybe you'll start watching a little bit of NXT here and there.
Who
A lot of these
knows?
people, I'm sure you knew nothing about, right?
Yeah, I knew nothing for most of them. Yeah.
I keep telling you guys, like when I get hyped up that like certain people come up to the main roster, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys are just like, I guess I have to learn who they are now. But it's like,
Yeah.
if you
That's
already
what
get them, then
Yeah, I know that feeling because I used to watch like NXT when it was the black and gold feeling.
you stopped when it became 2.0, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now they don't even call it 2.0, but
yeah, when it was more like Vince taking over sort of thing. That was kind of it. But I've seen it all over
days.
like my Twitter, TikTok, and everything of like clips and Shawn Michaels doing bits and everything. I was like, why have to start watching this?
Dude, I'm telling you, there's some good people down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was NXT. A lot of NXT news this week. God, we went on to NXT for a minute.
We haven't
In
done that
other
in a while.
news, other thing, I guess I could have talked about it later when we start talking about him, but Ricochet has given his intent to leave when his contract is over.
Yeah.
He's just letting him know early, like, hey, so at some point he's going to be written off TV.
They said it was apparently tonight.
Going to write him off. Yeah.
Yeah, they said tonight is his last episode or something like that. But yeah, I think that was like a nice move to do, like letting them know, so they're not like surprised.
It seems very Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, if he doesn't go to AEW, I'd be very surprised.
He would fit in perfectly because of how he wrestles.
I mean, he'll. If your contract's expiring, you don't have the wait clause, right?
Right. Yeah, that was like Adam Cole when he'll
show up at Forbidden Door then.
Yeah, Ricochet will. Yeah. So I forget what he goes by. His indie name.
Prince Puma.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
No, well, the Prince Puma was Lucha Underground. He went by Ricochet on the Indies. He never changed his name when he came.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot he was the one who kept his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Prince Puma from Lucha Underground. Yeah. That was like when he was on that show, I was like, he was the best wrestler, I thought.
I wonder, because it's Will Ospreay versus Swerve.
Yeah. Which is crazy in itself.
It's not title versus title, right? I think it's just for Swerve.
No, it's just for Swerve, yeah. Also, WWE's showing their sellout. I mean,
would Ricochet, could he show up and turn heel and cost Will the match? I can't picture Ricochet being heel.
I know, but I feel like he doesn't need something like that, though. Like, he's a very boring character in WWE right now.
Dude, I've been waiting for him to, like, turn heel his whole run in WWE.
Yeah, I know.
He never fucking did.
He's just, like, a good guy who gets beat up all the time.
They're like fun to like the fun to watch thing kind of like got boring. I was like,
yeah. Like remember when he was in NXT and he did the like flip and like stare down with was it Samoa Joe
Velveteen.
Or I forget who it was? Huh? Velveteen. Yeah. Never mind about that guy, but
someone said recently it's time for Velveteen to come back. Yeah, you want Lars Sullivan back too?
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I wonder. I mean, yeah, he's got to be going, but like his girlfriend or fiance is in WWE, so I'm surprised.
Yeah, she's the announcer.
Speaking of the Ricochet treatment, God, he was like the speed champ, and now Andrade is. I'm like,
oh Andrade, yeah. I've seen so many memes of like it's like when like it's the ladder match for like Dominic or whatever, they put AEW and WWE. They're like, who can book Andrade the worst?
Well, I also, God, what was I gonna say? Andrade, speed. Now I can't. Oh, yeah, Andrade. I saw something about. It was on Twitter. Someone was like, "Why does WWE always book Latinos versus Latinos?" And Andrade was like, "I was thinking the same thing." Always Latinos versus Latinos, man.
It's so funny.
Okay, we can get into the actual show now, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think
there's anything else.
Yeah. God, we were on other stuff for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
Raw opened up with Liv Morgan. You might have to help me out with some of this if I can remember correctly. Liv Morgan, basically talking about how this is coming off her win, I believe, in the steel cage. And the kiss from Dominic. or to Dominic. Talking about that and how she would take everything from Rhea and then included Dominic. Dominic would end up coming out and basically saying, I guess, that it's not happening. And then we had this is when she put Dom in like the corner, and then I'm gonna call him cockblock Finn Balor throughout the night. But he's just cockblocking Dominic multiple times with Liv throughout the night. I think it's twice he does it on Raw. Then we had a Sami Zayn segment who he called out Chad Gable, and the Alpha Academy came out with him.
Oh, speaking of which, Chad Gable's contract is coming up pretty soon, apparently.
Do you think he's no?
Like that, they're saying that he has a lot of leverage right now, so I think he just wants to be paid more.
Not a title for once.
Yeah, yeah, because he's in a really good position right now. So it'd be bad if they lost him. I think not horrible, but like.
So during this segment, though, they were really playing to this whole Otis stuff. You know, I think it's inevitable that he's going to turn, but oh well. Speaking of Chad Gable, this is what I was looking for. It says Chad Gable close to finalizing deal with WWE amidst looming contract expiry.
Yeah.
So then during this, was this the was this the segment Chad Gable was gonna whip people?
Yeah.
Or was that the segment before?
This is it.
This is it? Okay. God. I'm going through like the whole show and I'm not finding this Chad Gable stuff. There we go. So they delivered a message from the group leader saying he could turn them against him. Sami Zayn agreed to give Chad Gable a title shot, but he also addressed Alpha Academy, basically asking them if they've had enough of Gable yet. Chad Gable would then attack Sami from behind, and he ordered Otis to take him out, but Otis refused. Maxine would beg Gable to stop, and he tried to kick her out until Otis got in Gable's face. Then when Sami got back up, Chad Gable sent him into Otis, which knocked Maxine off the apron, and Otis thought that it was Zayn that did it on purpose. So Otis would pick up Sami Zayn and then stormed out the ring with Tozawa and Maxine. Tozawa on his back and Maxine in his arms. And then backstage later, it was shown that like Chad was all happy of how it worked and thought that they were like playing along and messing with Sami Zayn. Either way, we got Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable now at Clash at the Castle. We'll talk about it later when we get into predictions. I was going to talk about how you think it's going to go, but if we're doing
I'll just say this, that when Otis, whenever he does turn,
big pop, big old pop.
Big pop.
Speaking of Ricochet, Braun Breaker would defeat Ricochet. I did not like how Ricochet took Breaker's spear. Breaker's a freak athlete, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you see him get up on the turnbuckle? He was just like standing and went whoop, and then he jumped up and did a quick Frankensteiner off the top into a spear. But Ricochet took the spear with his like arms tucked in his side.
I thought it was weird.
So it didn't seem like so impactful. The way they've been booking Braun Breaker is fantastic. Actually, all these guys, I can't complain for once about how they're treating NXT call-ups.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Breaker's been booked great. Ilya, Lyra, Carmelo Hayes. Those are kind of the main ones that I've noticed. Singles wise, tag teams usually don't get booked very well. At least I don't think.
Yeah, tag team overall division I think could be better.
Speaking of call-ups, Kiana James makes her Raw debut and defeats Natalya. Isn't her contract looming too?
I think so. Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, what does she expect anymore out of like?
I mean, I think she's gonna stay because I don't know. She doesn't need to. What else would she do? What else would she do?
Yeah. Yep. Ricochet, Chad Gable, and Natalia's contract, and I guess Becky Lynch's too. But she's about to get like the biggest pay of any woman in the. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, thought she had the.
I was gonna say, I think Becky would be worth more than Mercedes.
They'll keep Becky. I don't even think Becky would like. Do you really think she would go anywhere else?
I don't think so, but she also just said I think she's going to take a break from wrestling.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I think that's the main reason why she hasn't signed anything.
Gotcha. I mean, she could be in contract, but not like a competitive contract.
Yeah.
Like do appearances of like outside of the ring, like this fan fest that they keep promoting.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. All right, Liv Morgan saves Dom later on the night from Braun Strowman, and Finn cockblocks again on the outside. Jey Uso comes through the stands. I'm going to say this right now. It's not just Jey Uso. I love the whole following people from backstage out to the ramp they did with Sheamus. Yeah. I'm really liking it.
I know.
Like a one-cut thing, and it's like it's cool angle.
I'm a big fan of like one-shots anyway. It's just in like movies and everything. So like this is like perfect for me.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan.
Thank God Kevin Dunn is gone.
It's not the first time you said it.
I hate Kevin Dunn. Someone posted real quick. Someone posted something like someone's debut or whatever, and when someone's getting beat down, and it was 20 shots within like
I think
10
and then
seconds.
It compared it. I think we saw that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my, this gave me a headache.
Yeah, I think it was showing like Sami Zayn's entrance, and then compared it with like a Kevin Dunn.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jey Uso, he came out in the audience only for a little bit. He's hyping up Money in the Bank. I guess he's the first entrant. He could be a guy I could see winning it.
Oh yeah,
his popularity.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like because he wouldn't cash in until like later, so like by that time, like the Bloodline storyline would be around.
Yeah, well, I don't see the Bloodline storyline going anywhere. I think it's about to ramp up, possibly around SummerSlam, but we'll see.
I think so.
And then the main event was Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre attacks Damian Priest after Drew beats Rey Mysterio. Drew and Damian have a match at Clash of the Castle this Saturday. So that was Raw. Let's get into Dynamite that had a strong opener with a returning MJF.
Yeah.
This whole segment made me laugh, man.
I'm so glad MJF was back.
Yeah. So he made his long-awaited return. He targeted multiple wrestlers, including Okada, Swerve, Ospreay. Ospreay was the funniest one.
What he's bro?
He's like, okay. So I was trying to remember earlier, type what he said without looking at the video, and he's like, "There's a guy around here, walking around saying, I'm the best in the world, bro." Talking about Ospreay. God, that shit was so funny. Because me and Tim do that shit like all the time.
I know. So that was like, basically what you guys do.
If only he had been like beans and toast. Some of the quotes he said though, he said, talking about Forbidden Door, he said, probably going to wrestle some random guy from Mexico or Japan. Get your tickets today.
That was so funny to me.
But yeah, I mean, he set up like kind of 3 potential rivalries, which is Okada, Swerve, or Ospreay.
Yeah.
He also said, "I became the most hated man to walk on this planet, only to become the most beloved, and that don't happen by accident." Love. Roosh would end up coming out, who I guess is going to be his first opponent back. Was it this Wednesday?
I think so. I'm not sure why.
They had a little brawl though, didn't they?
Yeah, real quick in the ring after.
Yeah.
MJF made fun of him a bit.
So glad for him to be back. Feel like AEW needed it felt like something was missing with him not around. That's how it feels without Britt Baker. in my opinion. But
yeah, in the
at least
women's
the
division,
yeah.
Because like I feel like it should be Britt Baker and Mercedes as like that first match, but
yeah. Ray Phoenix would defeat Kyle O'Reilly, Jay Lethal, and Orange Cassidy to earn a shot at Will Ospreay. But it's not going to be at a pay-per-view. I guess it's going to be next week on Dynamite. Speaking of Dynamite, what I sent to y'all and what was going around, it's 44 more Dynamites, and it will have outlived Nitro.
yeah, that's crazy.
Nuts. Wild.
Yeah. So
the arenas were more filled. But
yeah, well, that was that was a different time. And also kind of funny because they're on the same, well, basically the same network, I should say, not the same channel, but yeah.
Wow. Mark Briscoe would defeat Brian Cage to be the first to qualify for the TNT ladder match. Is the TNT ladder match going to be at Forbidden Door, or is it? Do we know?
I have no idea.
Is there going to be some New Japan guys qualifying?
I don't think so.
It seems like the Elite and the Acclaimed are building to a match. That's just my opinion, but
at least they'll have something to do. The Acclaimed, I mean,
I guess. Blackpool Combat Club in full force for the first time. I forgot about Wheeler Yuta, dude. I completely forgot about Wheeler Yuta.
When I saw him pop up, I was like, "Huh, I haven't seen him in a while."
Didn't even think about him being gone at all. He's still the ROH Pure champion.
Yeah, I just didn't even know that either.
But they would defeat Team CMLL. Do I even go through the names of all the guys?
I didn't know any of them.
Yeah, I didn't know it. Magnus, Volader Jr., Rugido, and Esfinge. I probably butchered all of ESFINGE. That's how I'm saying it.
Esfinge.
It's probably like Esfinge. I don't know, man. I'm sorry if I butchered it. I don't know any of these guys. I've never heard their names announced.
That's all right.
Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vacour. Title for title announced for Forbidden Door. So what? Mercedes is now going to be a double champ.
That's what I was like. She's definitely not losing. So
yeah, so she's the TBS champion, and she's going after women's strongweight, right? The one that Willow had that they were fighting over New Japan.
The Stephanie, was her name
Vacour. Vacuer. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. I didn't really know much about her, but I watched some videos and everything. I'm like, she's pretty good.
Yeah, one of the better women to come through AEW.
Yeah, definitely. And also just the look and everything when she walked out, I was like, this is different.
How'd you feel about all the learning tree segments throughout the night?
I don't know. I don't know about this.
It's so bad. It's good. Dude, it's so
But also, I'm like, we don't need this much Chris Jericho on Dynamite.
He knows you don't want this much Chris Jericho. That's the thing.
That's part of the bit, I guess.
Also, how'd you feel about Tony Khan's tweet of "I book for the sickos"?
That was weird. I don't know.
He's a weird guy.
He is. And then I sent you the other one. I forget what he exactly said, but he made another tweet, and I was like, "What is he doing right now?"
It's probably in a recent text that you sent me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the Twitter links, but
where's our group?
Yeah, he didn't actually put
wake up
tonight.
The bots and tell them that we're having fun over here in AEW.
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing?
But
God. He also, in both of those tweets, I was kind of concerned about him because he didn't say watch Dynamite on Wednesday or watch Rampage or Collision.
Dude, that's the Bucks' jobs now.
Yeah, that's what they
do. Bryan Danielson would announce his entry into the Owen Hart tournament. So I guess I'm guessing the finals are going to take place at Forbidden Door if they can get there quick enough.
Yeah, I think he's going to win it.
Something. He hasn't won a title, right?
I know. Yeah, no, he hasn't won one.
And then main event was Swerve Strickland defeating Roderick Strong. That was Dynamite. The Jericho stuff is...
I don't know about that.
He's calling Big Bill Redwood? And
I
Brian
don't know.
Keith, I forget what Brian Keith is, but Brian Keith has a nickname too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm at the part of like it's so bad it's good. I think I'm just like it's bad.
It's just bad.
It's just bad.
SmackDown opened up with a Bloodline segment. Tama Tonga will be now known as the right-hand man. I guess, is Solo the head of the table? Is that what they're saying? Or is he...
I feel like I heard the current head of the table.
Is he the tribal chief? There's gonna be a little civil war happening. I'm telling you, man, the Usos and Roman together again, but as the babyface team would be...
That'd be amazing.
War Games?
When is War Games?
If they do Survivor Series, it's in the fall.
So yes, yeah, they could do that because you started at SummerSlam.
We need more members, right?
Yeah, well, they have.
You could. Do you have Kevin Owens and Randy teaming with Old Bloodline?
That would feel. I mean, I guess they would have
and then
to.
You have the other Fatus coming in.
Yeah, I was gonna say those other two, and then you can't have that many actual Bloodline members. So I guess we have to mix them in.
We'll see. We shall see.
That would be cool though.
Also, Tonga Loa is now known as the infamous Tonga Loa. Kevin Owens wants a piece of any member of the Bloodline, so he comes out to fight. Gets beat down, but the Street Profits randomly come out and save him. So that was the opening segment. Apparently backstage, people they said that they knew that Tama Tonga was good, but he's kind of exceeded their expectations apparently.
Oh wow!
With his in-ring work and just work in general.
Yeah.
So he's doing a great job. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it.
Little what did he growl or whatever you call it?
Yeah. Like he fucking did a line of coke and
they're like, that's great stuff, man.
Apparently he did that in New Japan though too. So
yeah, he did. Yeah, I saw everyone was like, why did they bring that over?
They're like, you know what? I like this. Yeah. All right. All right. Cody is backstage waiting for AJ. I guess we can talk about what happened real quick the week before because we missed it. AJ pulled a Mark Henry and came out in a
blue jacket, right? Blue.
Yeah. Mark Henry came out in an Easter colored suit, and AJ comes out in Easter blue with a white shirt. It's definitely was on purpose. But Jesus, so. He almost got me, dude. I'm gonna admit,
that was another good one too. I was like, oh.
So he came out basically real quick. He even brought Gallows Anderson, who he hasn't been getting along with lately, and I was like, man.
They've also
Cody came out
on TV.
Yeah. Well, they've been in NXT. You've been missing
NXT.
You've been missing it, man. So basically, though, in the end, he's like, this is still the house that AJ Styles built. I'm just giving you the keys. And then they're holding each other's arms up, and then AJ clotheslines him, and then he ends up at the end doing a Styles clash. I thought he was going to do it on the steps. I was like, God, please don't. But he did it off the steps, which is still a big thing. But
yeah,
so Cody's a little mad. He's waiting for him. It's shown him multiple times waiting for him in the parking garage. AJ Styles arrives. Cody ends up trying to fight him, but can't. So then he goes out to the ring, calls him out. There's a promo segment back and forth, and with security, and of course a fight goes out between them fighting through security and all that stuff. But a match is set between the two for Clash at the Castle. It's an I Quit match. Fucking hate I Quit matches. I hate the microphone being shoved in people's faces.
What did Jeff Hardy sound like?
Never. Him and Matt Hardy at WrestleMania, 21, 22? Never. Do you quit? Never. So
also, do you know how Cody's going to beat AJ here?
Cody's going to beat AJ by pulling a Finn Balor and bringing out the gay community.
I mean, it's June. It's Pride Month. It works out.
He's going to bring out the gay community. Yep. AJ Styles is going to be the match isn't even going to start. He's going to be like,
I quit.
This is good shit. Oh my god. Yeah, you sent me that. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
That's funny shit. We got a women's tag team title match set for Clash at the Castle. It's going to be Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Now, I know why this is happening. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, I believe they're both Scottish. It's the same reason why Bayley's match is happening. Piper Niven, Scottish.
Yeah.
I like Alba Fire. She's the longest reigning NXT Women's UK champion, which you probably didn't know.
No, I didn't.
She used to be under the name Kaylee Ray. What's her name?
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Yeah, Kaylee Ray.
Was it Kylie Ray?
No, Kaylee Ray. You think about Smiley Kylie?
Yes, that's who I'm. Yeah, no, different
The Chris
person.
Jericho girl?
Yeah.
Well, that's disrespectful to call her the Chris Jericho
Yeah,
girl.
don't call me that.
I don't mean it like that. It's just, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
All right, Bayley's in the ring, and like I said, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven come out, and their match gets set. I feel really bad for Bayley and her title run. I thought it'd at least be better than Io's.
Nothing has happened.
Like,
I'm kind of surprised at that because it's Bayley too.
Damien's title run's not that great either.
Yeah,
it's better.
Whose title run has been the best so far since, like, I guess
Cody.
WrestleMania? Yeah, is that it? Like, no, I feel like that's kind of it though, because no one else has been.
Well, Rhea didn't lose the title, and then she got hurt.
But now that title reign is like.
It's
weird.
Like Liv with
weird. Dominic now.
She's not even feuding. Yeah, she's not even feuding with anyone.
Yeah,
she doesn't have a match on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This feels like ruthless. The way they're booking Liv feels like ruthless aggression women with like. She like tonight. I know I don't like to spoil things, but like she's handing Dominic her hotel card, being like, "I really want to see you later. I think you want to see me." Like, and she said, "I don't think you should be calling anyone mommy. I think I should be calling you daddy." I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's like a fine line between going too far of ruthless aggression and in that way than to like right now.
Well, apparently because that's Morgan is single again.
Yeah.
She was with Bo. I wonder if something like the Sammy Guevara breaking up with his fiance.
Yeah. Like, that was crazy.
Tom just got married. Now he's kissing Liv more.
You know, Sammy Guevara, it was like he proposed to his fiance, like, I don't know, I feel like it was less than a month after that.
I still remember that. And then, like, he breaks it off. I was like, ah.
Yeah,
and then Liv kisses Dom and he's doing all this stuff, and now she's single. Something's afoot. What were you going to say, though? I kind of know it cut you off. You said it feels like ruthless aggression.
Oh, I was just saying that it has to be like that balance of like, because I feel like Triple H is from that era, obviously, and I know that's his kind of like entertainment and humor, in some ways, and I feel like don't go too far in that direction. I feel because if you go full,
I get why they're doing it though. It's the Rhea. Get back.
Yeah, because you want to have like
it makes sense. Kind of at least it makes sense. If they were just like doing it, I'd be like, come on.
Yeah,
but it makes sense in the revenge tour
because I'm guessing that Rhea is going to be back. She has to be back.
What did she hurt? Her shoulder?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like she's going to be back at least pretty soon, as in like after the next pay-per-view or two.
Okay. Well, what do we got? Clash, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Bubs.
I'm the best in the world, Bob. It's the bro. It's two Forster bros talking because we're actually bros.
Good to see you guys.
Jeremy said he liked that part from MJF because he knew because of what we do on the show.
Yeah, it made me think of you guys.
He's like, there's a guy walking around going, "I'm the best in the world, bro." God, it's so good.
And then Annie's like, he just needed to say beans and toast, and that would have been.
All we needed to go beans and toast.
We love our British listeners, but they even have to know, like, Americans. Listen, don't take yourself too seriously. The Americans listening right now, our life is a fucking shit show. This election is a joke. So we're all just equally making fun of each other. It's all good. Beans and toast. We got
I know
two.
y'all are making fun of us over there.
Yeah, we got two idiots
fat.
running for presidents, and we're all fat. It's all good.
God, terrible.
Well, anyways, welcome, Tim.
I'm here. I'm coming in hot
pay-per-view.
tonight.
Coming in hot.
Andy, if you don't mind, I just want to explain. I have said
Yeah.
I just want to explain. I've said on past episodes. My daughter, she is 3.5. She's turning 4 in the fall. She's getting a little bit older, so bedtime lately has been a little bit of an extended process. She gets that FOMO, that fear of missing out. It takes a little longer to put her down.
Read to her now. Used to not read to her.
We do story time. So if sometimes I miss the intro, I just don't want people to worry that I'm not going to be around. I'm 100% here. I just might every now and then, like tonight, arrive a little later. It just depends on how the night goes. But I am fully committed to the pod, and I'm happy to be here. I just wanted to do a quick explanation for why lately I missed the intro. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows, and it's all good. She's just getting older, and bedtime's a little bit of a longer process.
It's all good, bruv.
It's all good, bruv.
It's all... God, dude, that shit was so fun. Oh, God.
I feel like Annie could do that for the full episode.
AEW just clipped that one part, though, and, like, uploaded it to Instagram that night. But to Tim, catch you up, we opened up the show with talking about NXT. They just had their pay-per-view. Jordan Grace wrestled. Our NXT champion, women's champion.
I saw Sexy Red.
Fuck that.
She was making everybody twerk. She said, "Come on, sexy. Come on, sexy. Come on, sexy."
I think you're sexy, King. I think you're sexy.
I think you're sexy, King. I really do.
Oh, wait, no, he doesn't say King. King's the one that says it. Jimmy King says it.
No, he says the Mean Gene. I think you're sexy, Mean Gene.
I think you're sexy.
I really do. Go watch Ready to Rumble. We stand ready to rumble on this podcast.
So we're on SmackDown. We're at the end, which was the main event.
We don't always agree with the Young Bucks. A lot of the times we disagree, but I will say they made a statement once on Dark Side of the Ring, and they said it's the best, worst movie ever made. Ready to Rumble is absolutely terrible, but it's also incredible at the same time. The only way to find
what was the episode of Dark Side of the Ring?
I think it was the Canyon episode, or it's when they were talking about or it's during the David Arquette documentary.
I think it was during that. Yeah.
He was like, they're like, it's the best, worst wrestling movie ever made. Go watch it. It's fucking terrible, but it's terrible in the best way. It's incredible and hilarious. It makes.
I still find it hilarious. We rented it.
We rented it during WrestleMania just to laugh and get stoned and watch, and it was amazing.
Was that after our big breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
What a great day!
We, took a nap.
We went
out.
No,
we're taking a nap. I stayed up and watched it.
Dude, we went out in Philly City. We ate a gigantic breakfast that gave you the itis and wanted you to take a nap. And then we came back. We put on Ready to Rumble. Me and Jeremy took a nap before Mania. Andy doesn't nap. It was incredible. It was a great day. God, I wish I could live it again.
Pillows were too thick.
Yeah, me too.
All All right, let's wrap up SmackDown. Main event was the Bloodline versus the Street Profits and Kevin Owens, which ended in a DQ. And they completely take out Kevin Owens and destroy him. So that was it. Nothing on Rampage that I could think of. But Collision, Chris Statlander and Stokely declare her entry into the Women's Own Heart tournament. Willow will be entering as well. Dustin
Chris
Rhodes
Statlander has a new intro or a new entrance.
New entrance, yeah. Dustin Rhodes cut a promo after his match. It was actually a pretty good promo, but it was mainly about Jack Perry. And he's going to be facing Jack Perry next week, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
He was talking about how, the guy that gave him a second chance, he took out the guy that, gives them their paychecks. He attacked. It's all about attacking.
Also,
and all that.
next week, or I guess like this week of Collision, is their 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, which is weird to think like Punk was on Collision a year ago.
Yeah.
So weird, man.
It's so little weird, bro.
So much has changed in a year. If you think about the collision, if you think about the collision where Punk came back and he shaved his head and he did the interview where he called the counterfeit bucks and the David Zasloff, I'm the only true Bill Phil or whatever. God, so much has changed. One Bill Phil. So much has changed since then. It's crazy. I get it. I sometimes, things are scary and like things change, but sometimes at the beginning of the year, sometimes I'll have that thought. I don't know if you guys ever do it, but like you'll think like, man, like I wonder what a year from now things will be like. And like the fact that a year from now Punk has like come back to WWE and he's like done Rumble, he's got injured, he's almost back. So much has happened.
Dude, August will be starting our 4th year.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It makes me smile. It just makes me happy to think that for the love of wrestling, like we keep doing the show, and I love doing it personally, even though I've been coming on late, with my kid going to bed later now. But it's something in my life that I genuinely value, and it's made me lifelong friends with Jeremy. And yeah, it's so cool that we're going on 4 years coming up.
Yeah. Let's go. Back to the show. Sorry, Tim said something real nice. I'm like, yeah, let's just get back to the
show. You're like, anyway.
I got genuine.
Back to the show, bruv.
I got genuine, bruv. I wasn't joking. I wasn't joking for once.
Yeah.
Mariah May is also entering the tournament. Hook and Samoa Joe attack the premier athletes backstage. Then Orange Cassidy defeats Kyle O'Reilly. Trent and Kyle Fletcher attack after, and then Kyle comes down to save. So looks like we're gonna get a tag match between them all. I will say,
Hook and Samoa Joe being together actually is kind of working out. I think
Samoa Hook. We were talking earlier, Tim, about how bad, and I don't know if it's so bad it's good. I don't even know if we can go that far. And goodbye. and he's gone.
You're like, I don't want to hear that question.
The learning tree stuff is so bad.
Yeah. I don't know if Tim is back or not, but what do you think about the learning tree?
The learning tree is maybe one of the rougher things
Jericho
going
says
on
it's
in
his
wrestling
best thing
right
he's
now.
done ever. It's the best thing he's done yet, he says.
It's so bad that Tim went away again. But was that it for Dynamite then?
Collision,
I mean.
Yes.
Wow. That's how much I watched Collision.
Oh, we got 2 Tims in here now.
That's how bad it was that it made my internet go out twice. No, long story short, no, Andy, I'm with you. Jericho saying that it's the best thing he's ever done is obviously a character thing. This shit is terrible. God, it's bad.
Yeah. Andy said it's so bad that it might be good, but I don't know if I'm at that
I don't even
part
know
yet.
if it's at that point, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's so bad that it might be good, but to say it's the best thing that he's ever done is absolutely ridiculous. Come on, dude.
He's like, this thing that I'm doing when I'm not in my prime is the best
Bro,
thing I ever did.
Come on. Look, even with music, sometimes like I still think I sound pretty good when I scream, you know, but I'll like hear stuff from when I'm 17 and I'll be like, damn, I sounded crazy. And like you just gotta be you gotta be honest with yourself a little bit, you know.
He's like, no, this feud with Shawn Michaels wasn't the best thing I ever did.
No.
This learning tree shit, though.
Andy, if I hear Remember the City and I hear like the lows on the breakdowns, I'm like, okay, yeah, I was like in my prime, you know, but you just got to admit to yourself when you know.
Oh, God. Before we get into the predictions, Tim, what's your thoughts on Ricochet giving his intent to leave? He's about to leave the company because of his contract.
Yeah.
My thoughts are Andrew Tate is all elite. I don't know if you guys saw that meme, but it was incredible, dude.
What do you mean if you don't know if we saw it?
Dude, somebody took it. Someone took Ricochet's picture and said,
Didn't Jeremy send
Andrew-
it? Isn't he the one that sent it?
I sent it to you guys.
I don't know if you saw it. It's like Jeremy's
Dude,
the one that sent it to
It's
us.
I
my
was like, what do you mean?
dude. You know what's funny is I sent something to Devin today, Andy. I sent something to Devin, and Devin said, "Bruh, I just sent you this last night, you high ass."
Dude, I do it all the time. I was like, dude, I just sent this to you, man.
That was literally like an hour ago that you were like LOL to it.
Dude, that's my secret, Captain. I'm always high.
I'm always high. So does Ricochet go to AEW?
Yeah, and honestly, look, I think about people like Malachi, aka Aleister Black, and Adam Cole, and there are some people that I feel like honestly would do better going back home, quote unquote, to the WWE roster. But Ricochet's been there a long time. They've done some stuff with him. They haven't done like a lot with him. Why not?
You never tried a heel turn.
They loved him on the indies anyway. If you want to give it a shot in AEW, honestly, dude.
Well, he was a PWG guy too.
But here's the thing: he's gonna pay you a lot of money, and you'll be on TV more. Like, go for it.
Do we get Ospreay and Ricochet at Wembley?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's potential for insane matches.
Book it.
I'm saying because he
but
doesn't.
You guys know what I mean. You guys see like Buddy Murphy and Malachi and Adam Cole, and there's people that you're like, look, if they were back in WWE, they'd probably do really good there. But Ricochet's been there, so it's like, why not go ahead and try something else?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a very boring character. What I said before.
I think the way he was booked at NXT when Triple H was in charge was good, and then when he got booked by Vince, it really hurt him.
Yeah, it kind of ruined him almost.
Yeah, not almost. It did.
It did
for sure.
It did.
But I'm saying because his contract's expiring, Tim, he can show up at Forbidden Door.
But
he can be there the next night.
But my thing is like, if I'll never be, and the three of us, hey, maybe knock on wood if the podcast ever takes off, but I'll never be in a position to all of a sudden make a random like couple $1 million. Like, I think for him, go have fun, wrestle some matches that are fun, get some money, dude, and save it. And it's like, the style that they work, him and guys like Will Ospreay work, are so physical, so dangerous. It's like, save your money, cash in, and retire early, and enjoy your life. Like, you've done everything. You've gone to WWE, you've done NXT, go to the AEW, get some money, dude, and then if you're ready to be done, be done.
Words of wisdom from Tim.
I'm
Let's get
coming
in-
at it. I think, I'm turning 34, and obviously money's important to survive, especially like in this crazy ass recession that we're in here in America. So it's like I'm just thinking dollar signs. Like, dude, take the money, do some fun matches, save that shit, and then retire.
Getting serious up in here. No, but his fiance is in WWE, so I'm sure that's an issue. But
Yeah, Samantha Irvin.
I'm looking at it from like a boxer UFC fighter point of view, just because of how physical of a style that he works. It's like, when you're a UFC fighter or a boxer, your career can't be that long because you can't take that amount of damage for that long. And I feel like with some of these cruiserweight quote unquote guys that work this crazy style with flips and doing dangerous shit, and some of the strong style, it's like, dude, you got to make your money and you got to save that, because who knows how long your body's gonna like hang in there. I'm just keeping it real.
tell that to Darby.
Darby.
Just hanging upside down, blood rushing.
Yeah, hit by a bus, and then 2 weeks later, or 3 weeks later.
All right. Clash of the Castle predictions. Clash of the Castle is this Saturday at 2. I will be getting rid of social media for the day until I watch it at Tim's house later that night. It's that 2
Rose
p.m.
night. Jeremy,
All right.
you're invited as always.
Thanks. I'll be in North Carolina this weekend.
That's
Damn
right.
it, Jeremy. He'll be down south in the. Wee, brother.
Hey, brother. All right. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I know Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are from Scotland, which is why they're probably in the match, but I still say Bianca and Jade will retain.
Oh yeah, Bianca and Jade. They're the ones like making these titles relevant again.
For sure.
Absolutely Bianca and Jade, and I think we're all predicting down the road, in my head at least, it's going to be one of the biggest women feuds ever, is when either one of these two turn on each other.
Do they save it for Mania? Can you save it for Mania? Or do you do like a Charlotte and Jade at Mania?
No, I think you save it. I think you build it out like a year. You have these two win the titles and they're best friends, and then all of a sudden do the full turn. Go all the way in.
You know what I'm calling right now, this early? Jade wins the Rumble.
Ooh.
Jade and Bianca, okay, outside of the fact that it's like, will be like, two African American women in like a main event spot, just the match itself, besides all that stuff, it's going to be sick. It's going to be so good when it's like time to actually do it.
Which, speaking of them, they're actually on TV now.
Yeah,
we're talking
right
about
now. All right, this one I think I know where it's gonna go, but all right, Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. Chad could win, but if Otis turns on Chad, then Sami.
I think it's Sammy because Otis turns on Chad.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think the way they've been building with Otis is, and
Yeah,
it's
they've
gonna
been
be
teasing
huge.
it more and more.
They were just doing it, dude, and the crowd was just like going crazy, man. They were just teasing.
All right. You convinced me. I was gonna say Chad, but I'm switching to Otis.
Without the Otis storyline, I wouldn't say that, but the Otis storyline is every week, and the crowd now has signed for Otis.
I just
I
think
know Otis does nothing
Otis.
for you.
I just think in my heart, in my wrestling, in my feels, I think Chad Gable has something there that they could, as a heel, like a Kurt Angle
He's
type
Perk
kid.
Angle without the perk.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like they could really do something. It's there. You just got to find a way to harness it.
I think he's great. We've been talking about.
Also, we're going to talk about Chad Gable's contract's actually coming up pretty soon, so they have to keep him.
And I really want him to keep him, but I would really like to. For years, Andy and I, even back when he had long hair and he was, who was Kurt Angle's son?
American Alpha.
American Alpha.
No, that was
Jason
Jason Jordan.
Jordan.
Jason
Yeah,
Jordan was Kurt Angle's
But dude, we used to say, we're like, dude, that Chad Gable guy is fucking good. He had that match with AJ like 5 years ago. That was like incredible. Like we used to.
I almost thought he was done for with the Shorty G gimmick.
Okay,
Do you remember Shorty G?
Shorty G was terrible.
Yeah.
Never forget
That
when he
was a
goes.
prime Vince McMahon.
He goes, "You can call me Shorty G," and then he puts the tongue out. He's like, "Yeah, that was terrible. That was the worst thing he's ever done."
No, I mean I love everything he's doing lately. I think I started to like them during the whole Randy Orton Matt Riddle feud.
Well, I was gonna say, well, there was something there when they did that. I think he would be better as a heel because he has that personality. But when
that's what he's been doing.
When he was fighting for the title at that pay-per-view and his family was at ringside, was it a pay-per-view or Raw?
No, it was just a Raw.
Yeah, so it was a Raw. They also had, in my opinion, they also had something there with a babyface Chad Gable, but that they never cashed in on. So, dude, I mean, this guy, he can go either way. You just got to do something.
Heel Gable's doing great, though.
Let's go.
Heel
Yeah,
Gable
I want to see more.
Keep him heel.
So I'm really this is one of the matches I'm really looking forward to at the pay-per-view, just because I think both guys are great. All right, next, Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles, round 2, I Quit match. Cody, because he brings out the gay community during Pride Month, and AJ calls it quits before the match starts.
Quits.
He goes, whoa. I quit. The gay community's out.
The gay community?
Dude, people, that meme popped up or whatever, and people are commenting like, I don't get it, and people are just like, just YouTube AJ Styles, the gay community.
Dude, he probably wants us to not be remembered so bad. He's like, please just forget about this shit.
I swear, if Cody wears anything rainbow during that match, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
He says, what does he say? He goes, I remember in the interview, he goes, the gay community? Oh, God. He like eye rolls.
Oh, God. But no, Cody, I think AJ Styles is not dethroning Cody.
No.
And we talked about before when we said that this match was announced. I don't like I Quit matches, but these two put on a really good match before.
Who sent the gay community meme in the group chat earlier? Was that Jeremy?
I think it was Jeremy.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't me.
Yeah, no, it was Jeremy.
Dude, hilarious.
Every time
Andy... Corey's like, oh, I forgot that they had Finn do all that, which was also Stephanie McMahon's idea.
Yeah,
they wanted him to be even more like flamboyant about it, I think, if I remember.
Yeah.
So, also, just a side, like, fun Finn note is, dude, he just got so many, like, little silly tattoos on his arms and stuff that, like, were just, like, goofy that he had to start wearing those long-ass armbands. They were like, bruh.
That's right. I remember that.
They're like, you got to start covering that shit up.
That's so funny. Also, I was gonna say, every time Andy brings up an I Quit match, I was making him do the Jeff Hardy.
Never.
So we all saying Cody Rhodes. I really liked their last match. I'm surprised they did that again.
I was getting illegal pills, and me and my wife were face down, handcuffed on the floor. One of the worst experiences of my life.
Tim's been on a Jeff Hardy video rant and picture lately.
I've been on a Jeff Hardy kick lately. I love Jeff.
Except for his singing. His singing fucking sucks, dude.
Oh my God, his singing.
All right, Bayley versus Piper Niven. Bayley, even though Piper Niven's from Scotland.
Yeah, Bayley, even though she's done absolutely nothing with the title so far.
I hate it, dude. I hate it.
Yeah.
Punk loves Bayley, and he's probably just like, "What are you doing booking with her?"
Dude, I laughed today.
Angry Hunter.
You know when you see like your buddy like if a girl posted like a, or just whoever posts like a sexy pic, and you see your buddy.
I see like people follow certain like hot girls or something on Instagram.
It's so funny.
That, like I don't follow it. I'm like,
Today,
Dan Soder has a joke about that.
dude. Today, Sexy Red, and then who's the girl that wrestled and won?
Kalani Jordan.
Yeah, her, and then the announcer, Sexy Red, was like, let's all twerk, and then they were all twerking, and I saw that Punk like the video.
Jeremy watched the pay-per-view. He might start watching NXT now.
NXT was actually pretty good.
It was good, dude. They're crushing it down there.
Just the Sexy
people are
Red,
good.
So much better.
Sexy Red stuff is so goofy, but I get why they're doing it. It connects with the
She was just the host.
young audience.
And then
She,
Shawn
come
Michaels
on,
is in like a
sexy.
chef's outfit.
Come on, sexy. Come on. And I love how Punk liked the video. That's absolutely hysterical.
All right, so I think this is definitely going to be the main event because of Drew. But
yeah.
I really don't know. It could go two ways. All right, Drew versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight. Damian could win, but he's only going to win if Punk causes it.
Yeah.
Drew could win because it's Scotland. And tonight on Raw,
Dude,
it's Finn versus Drew. If Drew wins, Judgment Day is not allowed at ringside.
and I know we're jumping ahead here, but God, when Punk gets back officially and we get Drew versus Punk, it's going to be chef's kiss. It's going to be so good.
Do you think that should be for the title then? Like Drew should win? So then when Punk comes back, it's him versus Drew for the title.
Dude, I mean, business-wise, Punk should be champion.
I know. Right?
I just feel bad for Finn.
But I don't know. Yeah, I know. I've always felt bad. Ever since he got hurt after winning that Universal title.
Punk becomes
my
champ, though.
dude-
God,
my-
the feuds we could get would be awesome.
My dude's a
Yeah.
solid, as they say, he's a solid hand. They just always know that he's a good hand. He's always good for a good match.
Look, Punk gets the title, holds it all the way till Mania, and then you got Rollins coming back for the title he lost at the Mania before.
The three of us go into credit card debt and drive to Mania. Start
See
an
Punk headline.
LLC and write it off for tax purposes. I'm in.
All right, so
I'll
where
do
are we
it.
going? Are we going Drew or Damian?
Oh, I was gonna say Las Vegas, but I go Drew.
Going Drew. So no Punk interference.
No, I think it's for the title then.
Damn,
And
that's
Drew
so-
gets his moment in Scotland then. And Damian Priest does not need to be champion anymore.
God. All right, I'll go Drew.
Ooh.
That way we can get title Punk versus Drew, probably headlining SummerSlam. Or no,
Yeah.
I mean they could make Cody
Bud Light.
headline SummerSlam, but I don't know who Cody could
Tim?
feud with next.
Yeah, I gotta go Drew. I feel like you can't have Drew lose right now. His momentum's too hot. He's gonna be a huge character going forward. Yeah, definitely Drew. Sorry, Finn.
What are the chances that Punk interferes though? What do you guys
Not
actually
Oh,
think?
Finn. He's not. He's facing Finn tonight.
Oh, sorry.
He said sorry, Finn.
Sorry, and
I thought you were saying sorry, Finn, because he should be a champion at some point,
well, yeah,
which I agree.
Facing
But-
Damian.
yeah. No, 100% still. Yeah, Drew, and the chances of Punk interfering are pretty high. I would say about 85 to 90%.
85 to 90.
85 to 90% he interferes, and Drew still walks away with the title. That's what you're calling?
I'm going with it.
All right.
I've been right before.
Punk interferes, but it doesn't cost Drew the match, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Or does he help Drew win so that he gets he knows that Drew has the title when he gets the face?
What the hell was that?
The fuck was that? You
Figure
get
out how
the
to do that.
sound effect?
Let's go. How do you? I want to know. I want to do that stuff too. I want access.
What was your prediction?
Me?
Yeah.
I say Drew. I say Drew wins.
All right, Tim.
Drew wins.
You can go on for like 40 seconds.
Bro, I love it. We need more of this always.
All right.
We need
go
to
on.
make a beans and toast and a champion of dinner.
All right. This episode's ending like a sitcom right now.
But that does it. Tim, do you have a classic show?
You know what, brothers? I don't have a classic show of the week. It's been kind of a long
do.
night.
I do. I got one. All right. First episode's out. I'm gonna watch it tonight. First episode's out. I'm gonna watch it tonight on Vice. It's a Vice TV. Who killed WCW?
Ooh, I need to watch
Episode
that.
one
is out.
No, don't
Episode
blame it
one's
on
out.
Eric. It was the
I'm just kidding.
it was the AOL Time Warner merger, but I'll watch on the episode tonight.
Ric Flair says it's 3 people that killed WCW. He said Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, and Matt Heward. Matt something.
Interesting.
Well,
That's on tonight
Let's.
or tomorrow. Isn't it?
It's already out, I think.
Oh, Jim Herd.
Matt, Jim.
Jim Herd.
No,
It's not even like the same name.
You
Okay.
said Matt Herd, but I was like, I know a Matt Herd. I know it's not Matt Herd. But
I gotta call.
Uh,
I gotta call BS. I love me some Ric Flair, bruh.
he took over the president of WCW in the early '90s. Jim Herd.
Jim Herd retired and left WCW in like 94, 95. Bischoff and Nitro didn't get hot until 96. How the fuck would Jim Herd be the guy that killed WCW? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
I love me some Ric Flair, but that doesn't make sense. The dude wasn't even there. He's long gone.
So on my special website, episode 1, it's called Where the Big Boys Play. It says, through a series of unlikely events, Brash Young as salesman Eric Bischoff lands control of WCW and aligns with star Hulk Hogan to create a 90s pop culture phenomenon. The Rock, I believe, helped produce the series.
He was involved. He's been promoting it.
And episode 2, which comes out tomorrow
He was
night.
like, he was like, oh, sorry. You guys saw my piss bottle. I'm just so busy. Don't even have time to go pee. Sorry, you guys saw it. I'm so busy.
Episode 2 is called The Streak is Over. It says, now the most popular wrestling company on television, WCW hits choppy waters as the show's main event stars put their own interests and egos ahead of what's best for the company.
Dude, Eric's going to be so...
Also, speaking of The Rock,
speaking of pissing, I saw a video
When
of
is-
MJF with the Brock Lesnar guy, and he was like, "You need to come up with a new nickname." And he's just like, "Call yourself like the piss guy or a lot."
Did he say that? No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I'll see if I can
Oh
find
my
it, but-
god, dude.
He's like, yes, I gotta call
That's so
myself the
funny.
I love piss guy or something. Like,
Oh my
also,
god.
I was gonna say, speaking of The Rock, when is The Rock gonna let that backstage behind WrestleMania or whatever
Dude,
thing
I don't-
release?
fuck if I know.
It's been 2 months.
Dude.
God, where is this?
Everything The Rock does is like so calculated and like so like even today he posted a video of his legs because he said it was a leg workout day, and like all of these people were like, "Oh, the hat that you're wearing is a classic like MMA hat," and he's like, "Oh, it actually belonged to the UFC fighter that I'm playing in the movie," and like I'm like, "Oh my god, everything this guy
Yeah.
does is like so down to like a science of social media. It's crazy."
Yeah.
Bear with me real quick. God, where is that video, man? It was so fucking funny. Here's his
MJF with
account.
fans is just funny in general. Whenever he makes fun of them.
God, I'm on the go. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, ready?
This is MJF. I'm here with this fetish guy, and we're so excited to see you today. What else is there to say? I got to find a new name, so that was the suggestion. There you go.
I'm here with piss fetish guy.
I can't believe he said that.
That's so funny.
So yeah, I'm gonna watch Who Killed WCW episode 1 tonight.
You know what? That sounds like a great watch. Everybody listening right now, do Andy's Classic Show of the Week, which is not really classic, but it's new. Go on YouTube. I'm sure it's on there. Who Killed WCW? That sounds really good, actually. That sounds like a good, like, I'm going to get comfortable in bed and put that on and chill. Sounds good.
Also, by the way, I didn't mean to bring this up. I watched, I think it's the final episode of this season of Biography, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That was a really good watch, man. I didn't know like too much about Ricky. I'd seen like classic matches, but man, he was like back and forth to WWE to WCW to like WWE. After beating Macho Man and having that match, he wanted 2 weeks off because of his newborn, and
Vince said no.
Vince like wasn't having it. He didn't want the Intercontinental Championship to be gone for 2 weeks. And so he got pissed, and then Ricky was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm taking 6 months then. Because they made him drop the title before going on break. Because he wanted to go away for 2 weeks. So he was like, fuck that. But there was a lot of cool things in there. It seems like a super, super like nice guy.
No, dude, he's well known to be like this, and I haven't watched it yet. So
The most professional fucking guy.
But like guys, him and Sting are considered to be like two of like the most like well like just nice. In wrestling, just being like a nice guy is like very rare, and like those two are like very respected of just being like good people. The only thing I've ever heard about Ricky Steamboat is that at one point, I don't know if they covered this, Andy, but at one point his wife got very involved in his career and like kind of interfered with some stuff. And then other than that, he's really had no beef with anyone.
I think they did.
Yeah, she just like got a little bit like overbearing and like try to control stuff. And the typical like the wife is
He's had like 3 wives.
Yeah, like his what, you know, he's famous. His wife is like trying to, you're getting screwed. Let's make sure you're getting paid enough. You know, that kind of thing. You just typical stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a surprisingly like really good episode. I talked about the Eddie Guerrero one, but the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was the one after that, and that was pretty good.
Don't you love though? Like, obviously, we knew that Eddie one was going to be good, but don't you love when the sleeper episodes are so good? Like, I still think to this day, like the Doink the Clown Dark Side of the Ring episode is so fucking good, and I did not give a shit about Doink the Clown. So like, I love when
that one was really good.
I love when like an episode will like catch me by surprise, you know.
Yeah, what was his name? Matt the original Doink the Clown. Yeah, that one was really good.
It was like one of the best of the whole season, and it was like a guy that like I didn't even care about, you know.
So that does it, my guys. If you haven't seen the Ricky Dragon Steamboat one, watch that. If you want to watch Who Killed WCW, that has started, and episode 2 comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how many episodes there's going to be, but
well, I appreciate you all joining us for this episode of the PW Fan. Next week, I will try to be on a little earlier. Who knows? Maybe I'll even get to do the old school intro. But I love these guys very much, Andy and Jeremy. Appreciate you both. And join us next week where we're going to talk all things pro wrestling.